Hershel Walker is in a mess. And I'm a big fan. I was a fan of his as a football player, especially as a conservative, a black man running as a Republican, pro-life, pro-family. I'm all in on Hershel. I have to be honest, though. I don't join the other conservatives who are standing with him no matter what. I think character matters. I think he needs to say something because I can believe this. Absolutely. That was a period of his life where he was, screwing everything that walked. Had 4 babies with 4 different women. So he had sex and paid for an abortion that was his baby, killed his own baby. Yeah, I can believe that. It's not a big stretch. But here's the problem. I can also look at where this came from as a big lie, too, because it comes from the Daily Beast, which is a Democrat left-wing rag. There is nothing on life they hate as much as a pro-life candidate. And what makes this even worse is that he is a black man and standing for pro-life, pro-family issues. Are you kidding me? That's why he is being attacked as much as anybody on the planet right now, except maybe Trump. And so they want to bring him down. I don't trust the Daily Beast, and even more so when I read the story, and I read the Daily Beast because if you want to get an insight to how left-wing people think, that's a good place to go. But the woman says she wants to remain anonymous. I don't believe that for one second. Who in America wants to remain anonymous when they have a story that will make them rich? If she can successfully, with her story, bring Hershel Walker down and make him lose, listen, she will immediately be ushered into the Democrat Hall of Fame, representing the greatest issue to the left, which is killing babies. She'll be interviewed on MSNBC and CNN, get a full hour on 60 Minutes, and be able to write a book. And if she looks good, be able to choose the network that she has her show on. So no, I don't believe that for a second. And then parts of the stories question me when she has a copy of the check that he sent, not to the clinic, but to her. The number didn't match, the receipt from the clinic. And even that, what does it say on the receipt? They didn't show that. Does it spell out abortion? Maybe she just had a yeast infection that had gone awry and she needed antibiotics to be checked out. We need to know that. But the biggest red flag of all is the get well card. Do people send get well cards to women having abortions? I don't think so. Number one, any Christian that has to do this is going to feel so ashamed and embarrassed. They're not going to highlight it with a get well card. And then on the left, I don't think pro-death people for a second would accept this because killing a baby, this is like the healthiest, the most beautiful and life-enriching thing that a woman can do is kill her own baby. Come on. So the get well card, I don't know about that. But here's what he should say. Number one, as a Christian, he should say, you know what? There's a period in my life between when I got my divorce. He was with his first wife for almost 20 years. Divorce affected him terribly. Plus, he had a mental disorder that he wrote about in a book. He said, all of that combined, I just turned my back on God. I committed sexual sin all over the place. There may be other women to come out, okay? And even if this story is true, admit it. You know what? I did do that, and I feel awful about that. But here's a Christian, what I've done. Number one, I repented, which means I've turned from that. I don't do that anymore. I've asked forgiveness of the people that I used, and especially God, and he has forgiven me, and I stand here before you as a forgiven man. And so I want to represent Georgia on the pro-life, pro-family side of things. And I am well acquainted with what happens on the other side. And let me just close with this. One of the best spokesmen for pro-life that I've ever known was a friend I had at church in the past. She, earlier in her life, had 2 abortions. Christians do. She repented and changed her life and became one of the best spokesmen. And no one said, well, she had abortions, so she can't speak. No, she had changed. This is the message Hershel Walker should have.